So I got two clarifications from the designer. One is the share limits. The rules are incorrect on that. The one place where I found that the strategy cards do not count against share limits. So that actually makes a lot of sense to me, because they're not really private companies or anything like that. You don't buy them. You don't get a choice. What happens when you turn them around? Are you still holding them? You know, what the hell? So that actually makes a lot of sense that they don't count against it. The other was something relatively minor. The colors for these, the different colors indicate different size jumps. So $5, $10, $5 again. No, $15. Just to show the valuation within the stock chart. That's a helpful thing. It would be useful if it had been noted in the rules, because it's not here either. I was just left with kind of this, Anyway, I just ran up to tell you that because I'm about ready to go to sleep. I've been stuck playing Raid for a long time today. So I decided to start playing. All the usual problems that I have, like in life, are still extant. I'm trying not to complain too much right now, but just understand. Okay, I used a die to help me in the distribution of the cards, mainly because whenever I'm shuffling a small deck or whatever, I feel like that's kind of helpful. So I shuffled the shit out of it, and then I rolled a die each time to determine how far down each card would come. We dealt out 2 cards to each player. Yeah, put that there. Okay. And what did we get? So the first player got the central station, which can do one of two things, like I said. Times 2 means that tile's station token bonuses, the +5s, count double. Okay. Station token bonuses. Yeah, that does not impact this. And the black side is just a bonus regular station for that company that you assign it to. And then this is being able to place or upgrade an additional tile. That totals out to 29 points. So we've got kind of the first player here. Over here, we got a tie. These two are both 22, but his is a 13, so he'll be going second for stock rounds. Blue off-board contract. I wasn't too impressed with these last time I played. They produce an extra $10 when you go off to there. It might be worthwhile, you know, to consider that this is the more interesting company, but he's going to be going third. He's not going to have a lot of choices. This is the only blue. Oh no, there's another one here. So I've got 2 companies I can choose from. That's not bad. That could take advantage of this. And then the financial planning, this one I also kind of don't really like. You can distribute the income after running trains between the amount paid out as dividend in the company treasury. This could be important if you're close to being able to buy a train and you don't want to do a full swallow or whatever. Or actually, you know, you want to do a full swallow, but you don't want to pay for going back. So you can say you paid out and give almost nothing, you know, pay out $5 of your run. They're probably more useful in the second period, because there's a good chance that for the first few rounds of the game, there aren't going to be a hell of a lot of stocks out. At least that's what I'm assuming. Again, I don't really remember too much. Then this one, political influence. One company can ignore all water and tile costs. You assign this to a company. And then before collecting income, discard this card. I don't know what that means. And buy 1 share from the open market. I think, like I said, I think it means I replay it. It goes back in the deck and can be played again. Discard is weird, though, because it's not used anymore, right? Like, I wish it was just use. That would make sense with all the rest of the game. Then this one, Later on, there's a different advantage, but right now I can place a new off-board connection on a D6. Now this is weird. SCA, this has to be for both, right? It has to be in the Deal Strategies card and the strategy card auction. It's just because otherwise this wouldn't be played, right? And it might not have been played. So I'm saying the SCA gets both of these, where the company gets a +10 bonus. So that's kind of useful. I can put it in green. That means I can put the off-board connection up here. I think that's the only place I can put it. Not sure. See, that looks blue rather than green to me. But there's whites. Wow, there's like, I don't know what these whites are, man. Is this in the original? No. Wow. So let's see. 1 or 2 green, 3 or 4 red. Red. 5 or 6 orange. And then there's these 2 whites here. I don't know what those whites are. I'm going to ignore them. Because they don't make sense to me. But yeah, so this gives an advantage up here, which looks pretty iffy to me. They're all coming off of a location that's not really there, you know, that you're not really hooked up to right away. All right. So first player here, and we're going in this direction. I wish I had an arrow. I can put my boat. And I can kind of point it and say it's going that way, but that's kind of hard. Let's look at our sequence of play. We're in a stock round. Nobody's going to have to pay tax, and there's no special, you know, bidding or anything. The cards being drawn was that. I have 80 bucks. 80 bucks would let me build 2 shares total. What are my advantages? Central station infrastructure push. None of those sound terribly exciting. All the track is the same, right? There's no special city that I can devolve and look at. I could look at other players and say something like, oh, the blue off-board connection, that'd be interesting. And if I knew that was going to get recycled rather than, you know, shuffled in, and who knows what's going to come out. But I'm playing with the more random version. If I knew that was going to happen, I might actually go for this just to try, first of all, to hurt my opponent, and secondly, to put myself in an interesting position. So let's look at the off-board locations that exist right now. This one doesn't produce anything to begin with. Oh, this one's blue as well. How interesting. So this produces great money to begin with, shitty money in the brown. I believe very strongly in good money to begin with. So, do I want 2 companies? Probably not. Although somebody may choose to do so. But I'm going to pay 40 bucks. And buy myself the presidency of the blue. Now, I have to... I have to put this here. That 40 bucks actually goes in here into the treasury because it's partial cap. And I think that's all I'm allowed to do, right? So that goes to here now. What does he want? Well, got political influence, ignore water and tile, reduce station marker cost. That gives me a lot of capability. I can, you know, do some interesting stuff, maybe fire across to the ferry. I've got the new railway connection on the green. The green is up here. Huh. Boop. See, some of it is, oh, look, I could just connect this up. That'd be nice. Although, actually, it's really nice when you hit the gray, but it's not all that important right now. But I'd be able to lay the track now for free. But on the other hand, I've got this bonus location, which is good money, up here. Crossing water, I could sling through here pretty easily. I'm just trying to make a judgment as to which company makes the most sense for me. Because while I'm on yellow track, I can't go through somebody's home unless I know they ain't gonna start, right? And right now, I don't know where he's gonna go. He's gonna probably go near a blue offboard location. It'll be one of these two. I would honestly say this one looks best for him. So I could take that. Huh. See, but the thing is, if I build track running to here, someone could later in the game buy the yellow company, shut me out, but probably not before the greens show up. It is a crowded area, though. What is the most flexible and exciting and enticing place? I also only have one token in the game, probably, which means I won't be able to run. You know, I'd have to put a dot here if I want to run a pair of deuces. Well, if I want to take advantage of that. Geez, I gotta think. One thing to note here, the cheapest train is 45, which means the most you can put in a company is 40 at the beginning. You either have to buy 2 shares to get a train, or you have to start ponying up your own cash for the train. Now, ponying up your own cash is okay because you collect a couple of bucks here. So you could actually start 2 companies. If you start them at 40, say, and you had 2 $5 things, you could start 2 companies and pony up that $5 for each one to buy at a train. Is that worth more than having 2 shares of one company? Hard to call, right? Because if you have 2 shares of one company, you're still only going to get 1 train to begin with, but you'll get your second train more quickly. But you'll be putting less money into here. You know, all kind of balancing and figuring there. Over here, what does he want to do? Like, I was considering, wow, I got 2 things I can do. One which gives me this, one which allows me to ignore water. Are they separate things? This doesn't look terribly valuable to begin with, and paying the 5 later might not make a difference. Might be better to look at this, or just hold it and keep priorities. So I think my most important thing is this. Getting to here. That extra run is a 10. That's as good as this, but it gets better over time. It gets very good over time. So it looks like an appealing choice. So I'm looking at either white or black, I think. Is either one terribly affected by anything? So look, this goes up to 25, but this goes up to 20 a little earlier in the game. So hard. But these go up to 20s as well. So not so big. And the graphics on these tracks, on the city tracks, are a little like confusing to me. I'm used to just, you know, a circled number that kind of steps out more. I am going to need money on top of train money to build cities. That's something to consider. Now, you can throw in your own cash for that as well, but again, wow. Okay, well, we got to decide something. I think 40 bucks, why do I have so much? Yeah, I think 40 bucks makes sense. I like starting companies as high as I possibly can. We'll go with the black company. And we gotta carefully shift it over here. This is the one that wasn't in the game, I guess. Okay. Puts me over to here. He wants a blue. The blue off-board is here and here. Now, I look at the two things, and Stockholm is definitely the better thing. Is there a reason for me not to go? Why did I put a blue? Oh, he bought Stockholm. Oh, let's flip these over so I know what's going on. Wow, that's kind of dicky. Well, I think that means I have to buy the red company. Do I want to start it at 40 as well? It feels, you know, it feels like, I should do something else. But the fact that what sort of fuels companies to have different prices in most of the XX games is how many is what privates you pick up. So, I mean, sure, I could start a company at 25. I got 325s. I could buy 3 shares of my company. I'd be getting more cash. Let's do that. What the hell? Why don't we try something different from what everybody else is doing and pick that up? We'll see what starting real low does. I don't generally like to do that. That is usually a horrible decision. But if I can get it running with a couple of trains on it, make a decent amount of money, then sell those shares off, it still doesn't help, but I can swallow with the company. I don't know. Looks really, really unappealing here. We don't want to. Actually, probably makes more sense to do it this way because that share is longer to go away. Yeah, we're invested in our one company, I believe. I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Why would we want another company? I can't think of a good reason. Okay. Over to him. I bought at 25. Obviously, that's horrible. I can't stay at that. So I buy another share. We get passes. I buy another share. Actually, I wouldn't need to buy this share, but I might as well. I can always sell shares. Plus, I'm closer to selling out. Okay. That gets me, just make sure nothing funky's happening. I think that just gets me to the operating round. Okay. First thing, all players collect their income. 10 bucks. 10 bucks. 15 bucks. Okay. Now, we don't worry about the order of play here. That's only for the stock rounds, just like priority and whatnot. And I do like, I don't know how I feel about priority being fixed throughout the game, as opposed, like, it's really not, because when you play with your strategy cards, but there's kind of no way anyone can manipulate around on the stock market and do anything to you to prevent, to try to force you to lose priority or whatever. The only thing, and maybe they can do something that forces you to play one of these or makes you desire to. All right, so the blue company is first, and we look at its run. May sell shares to the open market. Well, no, we bought lots of shares. This is why it may make sense to start two companies. And maybe I did that the first time because I can just start raising cash this way, which is why you don't actually have to pay out of pocket. May buy trains. Want trains. 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks. I'm 10 bucks short from buying two trains. And I believe I'm allowed to in this game. It says trains. There was one game I was playing where you're only allowed to buy one train per operating round, which really threw me for a loop. Something recent. I don't remember which one. But boy, did that confuse me. Okay, I am blue. I will be wanting... So it feels so odd to buy my trains first. I will be able to run on this turn between here and here. Do I have an extra station, an extra tile play? I do. This is the time you might use this, right? So I could set myself up for one hell of a run. It's going to cost me $5 for each town that I build. I want to know what that white triangle means. It's got to mean something. I can't imagine what. I don't remember anything that applied to that. Okay, so it's here on this original board. These may have just been colored in from that original board. Let me look through the older rules. So it's really weird. I actually have sort of 3 copies of the boards because I have a copy before this, and then he sent these with some modifiers to it. So I don't know, and of the rules as well. Something that has lived all along, and it's here too, I think. Let's see if we can find it. Actually, it may not be. No game effect, text just specifies no. Okay, legal end of track connection. I believe what that means is you can actually build track going off there, unlike in most games. And that's in existence in the prior version as well, just without the, hey, you could put an extra off-board location. So where the hell am I? I'm trying to figure out how many trains. I want 2 trains. 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks. I need 10 more bucks. I'm not going to have enough. So I sell 40 more. See what's happening here. All right, 50. What are they? 45, 90 I need. 75, 80, 90 bucks. I buy 2 trains. We're being bold here. Very bold. All right, that's 2 trains. Now, I can build or upgrade 1 tile. Well, I can place this to build or upgrade an additional tile. And I build Stockholm, that cost me 5. Going off board to a rich area. And the coupling is going to cost me an additional 5. So I've got to spend 10 bucks. So there's that. Which way do I want to go? That's the big question. There's no value up this way. There's a black company up that way. It might be to his best interest to connect to it if I do, but I'm not allowed to build a dot here, which is the problem. So I think what I want to do is actually deny a connection to anyone and make it a little harder. Does that make sense? I don't know. So that cost me $10 to build the track. Does this all make sense? Let's see. I spent 90 on trains, 100 to track. Now, if I hooked up here, right, I could have shifted up to here, but then that's not advantageous to the black player particularly. I'm not like, if I put a token in the space, it doesn't really help the black player at all. So I think buying time here is useful. This has been turned sideways and is not used yet. Oh, I have the central token. I don't want to play that yet, much as I'm trying to make as much money as possible. So now I run my trains. I have 2 trains, and I run for 5, 10, 20, $25 a share. 25 per. I pay out, of course, which gets me 50 in here, 50 in here. See, good money, good money. We'll see. And I adjust the stock market token, done. Next company to go would be the black company. Let me take a little pause. I want to drink this in a little bit. Question on political influence. It says, before collecting income, is that unused strategy cards? I think so. Rather than, yeah, the only time it's mentioned is collecting income, it's that. So I could have used this to buy an extra share. It really doesn't seem like a terribly powerful ability, especially early in the game. And ignoring the water and tiles, I'm actually thinking that $10 per round is probably the best I can do off that card. Okay, so what are we thinking here? Well, this is worth about as much as that town. I don't have a whole hell of a lot here. Green is this, I guess. It looks blue to me, but I have trouble with blue and green, and I think it is actually green. I don't know. I will assume so. I think I buy a Y. Okay, first I have to buy a train. How many trains? Ideally, I want a 3 train for this, so I don't have to use my dot up over there. Ideally. Which means for me to hook up cheaply right now, I'm going to be running here. So I'm just going to buy a single deuce for $40. I'm not going to be insane like this guy. Remember, insane is how you win in 1830. Like, buy up all the trains, dump your company, all kind of stuff like that. So don't take that as a bad thing. I did look in shock the first time I saw somebody go for that. Well, actually, when somebody did it with the B and O, it made sense. With the B and M was the time that shocked me. They could make like an extra buck that way. So I build this for 5. I have a train, I have a hookup. I can't build an extra piece. I do have a cheap station marker, like I could play it for only 5, but yeah, I don't. So my run will be a tiny little 10 run, which means I get 4 in my pocket. And the company gets 6, which it really feels like shit money compared to what he made. Did I fuck it up here? It seems like ridiculously little money, right? I ran for 10. He ran for 20. Yeah, I handed out way too much money. I don't know what the hell I did. Did I run for 20 a share? That's what I must have done. Because I've just got way too much money here. Because this is 20 bucks. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Should have been 6 bucks a share. I gotta refigure that cash. I fucked something up. This is what happens when you give me 20% shares all over the place instead of 10%. I can't think straight. All right, let's figure out how much was in here. He had put 80 bucks in. Make it 120. Minus 90. Brings it down to 30 bucks. That's this. It's beginning to look like I took a 30-buck run, right? I didn't play any tokens. Right. So, what was my run? My run was 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it should be 6 bucks a share. So instead of this 30 and this 30, that should be 12. Why do I have all this money? Yeah, this, oh, 30 a share. 30 a share. Let's make sure. Let's recount again. Now I've wiped out all his money and I don't know. 120 bucks was put in. I spent 90 of it on trains. That drops me to 30. 10 on this. Fuck. And he should have some cash. He should have 10 bucks. I think both should have 10 bucks, but I'm not sure. Okay. But then why did I come up with 20 bucks? Again, this is what happens when you give me not the standard share layouts. The 20%, I think, were a bad idea. Yeah, they reduced the components, but it confuses me too easily. Let's recount. I had 120 bucks on the company for the 3 shares that were sold. 90 bucks went into trains. That drops me to 30 bucks in pocket. 20 bucks in pocket should have been there. Not 10, 20. He should have been blank plus 10. He should be at 20. Where am I getting this extra money? See, he has 2 shares, he has 2 shares. They shouldn't have been at the same amount of money. The run was 10, 15, 20, 25, wait, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, fuck. God damn me. That's not what I got before, was it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. 35 means I should get 7 per. So I think 14 goes into here. I'm sorry, this is... And 14 should go into here too. Is this right at 20? I don't fucking know. I was at 130. I spent 90, 100. Now where am I? I spent 100? I was at 120. I spent 100. Okay. So I'm at 20. What did I make? 14. Whatever. We're gonna assume that's correct. I can't do the math in my head for whatever reason. Okay. So that feels a lot more reasonable. Me making 7 a share. And this guy made 10. Should be like 1 a share. Let's check his money, make sure it's right. Because again, I don't trust anything. Like, I feel like I did my calculations correctly and I didn't. So I had 80 in here. Didn't sell anything extra. 80, bought me a train. That means I have 35 left. That's this. I made a run that's worth 15. That's 3. So I should get $9 in here. I miscounted there. This guy paid, he had all his money gone. He had 15 bucks. He gets 4 back. Is that right? It should be 6, right? Why am I getting 4? Because I'm probably counting this as only 10 a share. It's 15 a share. I think that's where I went wrong on him. So 15 a share means $3 per. Is this right? I don't know, maybe. I am owed $2 more. $6 for the $3 per share. All right, well that was not fun. I gotta swap that. We consider these again. Distribution of income, blue off-board contract, that's over here. I get an extra $5. I'm sorry, I get an extra plus 10 bonus for each start and end train stop in a blue off-board location. If I could run from here to here, that would be really huge, but that's going to be a late game thing. It would be neat to set it up, because then I could bid higher than other people for that. So what do I want to hook up? Well, here's the problem. I would love to hook this up, right? But I only get 1 track lie. I don't have this special ability. And if I go up to here, I make an offer to blue to hook me up. But blue has already kind of denied setting up an offer with black over there. So I don't think that they're going to go for that. Which means lots of things. I definitely want to hook to here. Do I want to go this way? Or do I want to go up to Goatberg? There's nothing terribly exciting over here except for another entry into this space, which is appealing to me because blue to blue. Okay, I got to buy my train first. Give me a different ordering confuses me too. I can only run 1 train. So I will buy the last of these. Now I could buy me a green train. That cost me 75 bucks. Wow, I really don't have the money for that. Of course, I could have ditched another 50 in this, but not gonna do that. Started too low. I think there's no question about that. Another $5 for this. Okay. Another $5. I may run my train. My train will run for 5, 15, 25. Which means I make $5 a share off this. I make some damn good money off of this. So I get 15 bucks here. This, of course, goes forward. And here gets 10 bucks. Pretty sweet. But there are no yellows left. It's going to take me forever to get that green train. Okay. We shift to the next operating round. Flip these all up. I'm going to take a little pause because my brain is dying trying to cope with the differences in this game. Even though I've played it before, it just... And the last time I played it, I think I ran through a little test run because I knew there was enough different about it. But now I'm like, I've played this. What's all this shit? That's my money, right? I don't know. I don't know what this shit is. Okay, this shit is going away. I get 15 in here that I did not take for some reason. Over here, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm lost again. I had 75 bucks. 45, 65, 70. This is 80. That makes no sense, right? Because I should make 10 bucks there. Ah, fuck. Here we go again. Okay. I had 75 bucks in here. We're going to have to refigure him too. And I hope we're not going to have to do this all game long, but I suspect that I'm just going to end up fucking up regularly. Because that's how I am. Okay, I had 75 bucks in here. I spent 45 of it. 65, 70, 75, and made 5 bucks. I'm good with this, whatever I did. Here, I had 10 bucks, 15 added to it. I'm good. Okay, whatevers. Did I pause? I wanted to pause. I want to pause. Now, black is the highest ranking company here, but first, everybody makes their money. Now, I have this option to discard this and buy a share from the open market. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this was cheaper, it might be worth it because making early money is worth a lot. But so here, I get 5 bucks. This guy gets 15 bucks. And over here, he gets 10 bucks. Take a look, who's got the most money? It's not the only thing that's in effect here. He's got the most cash right now. But only by a buck over him. Him, buying those 2 trains and whatnot, it didn't generate more cash, oddly enough. He's got the advantage of the plus 10 buck thing. All right, the black company gets to go. What's it doing? Well, we're set up so that we go to here. We really want to buy a 3 train. A 3 train costs 75 bucks. My shares are 45 each. 45, 75. I sell a share into here. That technically puts me underneath, but I'm not done yet. I'm still running. I don't get trumped by doing that. I buy the first green train. That allows all kind of interesting shit to happen, but it's okay. I grab one of these and play it. Got to keep those water barriers visible. There was a game, I don't remember which one, that used little wooden, I don't know, sticks to indicate where the barriers were. That's a clever choice. If I had those kicking around, I would use them. Okay, so I laid my track. I think I paid for it. I don't know. I have my train. I am going to play this here. That becomes used. This little green thing goes away. It's no longer an impact. And these should be facing this way so that the numbers align properly. Because the stock round is going to be all mixed up because he's now at 20, he's at 22, he's at 20, with this being the bigger one. Where am I? I'm ready to run my train, I guess. I could buy a token. Don't want to. All right. Oh, I don't want to play that piece. I want to play this piece. Now I can run my 3 train at 10, 15, 20, 25. These also are confusing. 30, 35, 40 bucks a share. I will pay out again, even though I'm kind of short on cash. What did I say? 40 bucks? No, 40 bucks total. 8 bucks a share. That means 16 as we start to learn. We're not that stupid, right? 8 bucks a share, that means 16 into here as well. It just, it takes getting used to something different. Next is our Stockholm country, our company. Stockholm is set up here. Now, greens are available. This is important because I can play my token. What is my total goal here? I have 2 trains. I have a deuce running here. Ideally, I would upgrade this. And nobody's able to get into this right away. So I think that's what I will do. It's still going to cost me money to upgrade. Question is, what do I want to do with it? This is now available, but not terribly appealing, but it will be very appealing soon. How soon? How much? Train. 75 bucks for a train. Do I want one? Yet. I do not. Although I have another 40 bucks, But green trains are not permanent. Browns and grays are. So we only have the option on straights. So we can get rid of some of these. Right. So the question is, do we want to go this way? That way? Basically, there's four directions we can go in. I think we'll go this way. Do we want to let anybody in? Do we care? No. Probably doesn't make much difference. So that just cost us 5 bucks. Paid. We have 2 trains running. Now I could put this in and double this token value of +5. It might be worth it. It might have been worth it before. Probably was. Rather than play a token that doesn't last the whole game. Yeah. I think I should have played this earlier. I'm going to play this here. That's going to double all station bonuses on the tile. That may actually mean that I don't want to go in the direction I went. But I don't know. I don't care. Okay. This goes down, and now I'm probably going last. Okay. What is my run? My run is 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. Which means it's 11 a share. I sure the hell want to pay out because I want my money. 11, well, is that right? What did I say it was? I don't remember. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. It's not 11 a share, it's 22 a share, right? 22 a share. 11 every, yeah, 22 a share. 25. 22 a share. 25. Collect up some big money. This does not get connected to any company, right? It's just doubled on that location. Sure. Sounds good. Should have done it earlier. I'd have a little bit more money. Nothing I can do that's exciting at this point. Yeah, this is really taxing the differences to expectations, the differences in calculation, and these things. You know, they're clever ideas, and this designer has a tendency to put in these clever ideas that really kind of disrupt how you normally play. Which, you know, might be an equalizer, but honestly, I'm spending most of my time fighting with the calculations that are normally almost second nature. Somehow 10% is just a lot easier than 20%, right? Okay. That's why it used to always be 10% tips. When it was 15%, it was really crazy. But I don't understand, you know, there's inflation and everything. Why are tips getting inflated? You know, is it because, first of all, tips are a stupid idea. Europe has this right. But anyway, we're on the last of the companies, which is this red one. Boy, I bet you I would like a train. A train would cost me $75. I could buy a train. I can't see how I can survive without one. So, yipper. I got the blue off-board contract. I got financial planning, freely distributed income. Yeah, okay. Definitely want a train. Okay, that means I need $75. Well, then we got to sell some shares. That's $60 there. 60, 85 gets me 10 back, and I get a greenie. And now it's time for fun. What do? We want to make it to here, so we put this down for $5. We don't want our token there. We really want our token up here. Of course, it's going to cost me $10 to connect these. I don't have that. We'll see what happens. What's my run? I'm in greens now, which means 10, 20, and 30, 35. Is that all? Seriously? That's it? 10, 20, 30, 35. So 7 a share, but actually 14. Nothing goes in here, but I get 14 times 3 is 42. Lots of cash. Oh, is this should have been assigned. Yeah, this should have been assigned. Okay. And that's like this now. I actually should be $5 short because I collected the money for that. Okay. We paid out. This company looks like it's bankrupt. That's life. Oh boy. And he doesn't get to keep this, right? If he hooks this up and everything, He's got to bid on it again if he wants it again. But this company may be dead. That will put us to the stock round. And where is our priority now? 11, 15, and 20. That means it's going to be in this direction. Whew. Time for me to take a break. Right. Here it is. As usual, much, much later. I don't play like I used to, you know. My addiction gets in the way, right? All right, so our first stock is over here, and we're transiting in this direction. What do I have for money? $52. So, normally in an XX game, you know, you're sitting on some money, and you're like, oh, time to, you know, where it feels here, time to start a new company. And I could. I got enough money, I could start a new company. There are two remaining. One is hooked up. If I look at other people's money, and it's all open, there are people with more cash than I have. Now, I could throw $45 in here without affecting the stock value. But on the other hand, I could sell these and drop money in there. I don't think there's a restriction on how much is in the bank pool in this game, which makes sense because the companies can just keep releasing. And honestly, it makes sense in, you know, sort of a realism sort of sense. Yeah, look, the CEO's got to hold his his minimal share of the company. But outside of that, the rest of it is out in the public. And if other big players in the railroad industry want to buy it, that's fine. And if they don't, someone else will, on the concept that the shares make money. So I've never really understood why there's a limitation on the bank pool, but there is in most games. Do I want another company? Well, my answer is yes, of course. You always want another company, right? If I started at 40, this guy's only got 70 something bucks. He's not going to be able to buy it. Sounds good to me. I'll buy the yellow company. I had an easier time with this earlier. Buy myself a share of it, drop it at 40, which is not a bad amount of money. To give it. Is it enough? Well, I don't know. I may have to sell some shares, but hey, whatever. And now I'm there. And I got two companies right next to each other. That's got to be good, right? I don't know. You know, again, different game. Got to explore. All right. Last chance to buy a company. Do you want it? Do you not? It's right next to mine. Seems like a good idea. 50, 60, 70 bucks. I can buy 4 shares. Wow. Jesus, I've got a lot of shares. What's my limit? Oh boy, that's not printed on any of the... It quite often is. 8 shares. So yeah. So 50, 60, 70, that would allow me to start something at 35. We'll try that out. Did I put money in that other company? I failed to. I'm so clever. Okay. So first 35 bucks goes in here. And I did take that from those guys. This started at 40. So it goes here. We're just kind of playing through the whole thing. It's a small game. Okay. And that puts me over here. Well, I ain't got a lot to do. I got 50 bucks. I could buy a share of one of these new companies. That doesn't sound wise. What's going to make good money? I think Black is. Now, I can either buy a share from here at $45, or I can buy a share from here. The advantage of buying from here, one is it strips some flexibility from the player. Two is that it reduces his chances of dumping the share value by 2 spaces. So I'm sort of forcing him to sell a share by buying it from the company. So now we're back here. I got no money. Nothing I can do. I pass. Over here, well, unless I want to dump the price of this thing, I think I got to buy my shares at that. I may need to dump the price anyway. I only have 70 bucks and we're at 75 buck trains. Such is life. But do that. Pass all around. Go here. Nothing is sold out, i.e. only in players. Oh shit me. I had 3 shares. I owed 10 bucks. Fuck. 3 shares seems like so little. But yeah. So I screwed up. Okay. He made the second decision on buying. Let's unwind things here. This was 45 bucks that he paid. Well, that can't be right. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Coming over here, he paid his 70 bucks into this company. We'll get rid of all of that. He's going to have next choice, but he had to pay 10 buck tax. He could have sold to do it. That means I only have 60 bucks. Shares of my shit. Here's the weird thing. As long as I'm holding this, I'm paying the tax each time it comes to a stock round. If I dump one of these, someone else can buy it all up. Now, in my defense, how good is this company? I like what it's got on it, but I think I'm going to sell one. Get myself 30 bucks. And that gives me a hold, and I can tilt these to remind me that I sold them. It's probably a good idea in general. That gives me a hold of 75, 85, 90 bucks, so I could start this at 45. Sorry, at 40. Did I start one at 45? I don't know. And get that company and get the advantage that I wanted out of it anyhow. Plus I'll have more money in it. So it's all going to work out. It's just differently because I had to sell a share of this stuff, but that's okay. This isn't going to make very much. It's going to have to swallow. It's not in great shape. That puts me back to him. I think he'll do the same thing. Oh, this is the 45 that I was talking about. I say. All right, that brings me over here. Still no money. Nothing I really want to do. Over here, tons of money. 40 bucks buys me a second share of this one. nobody wants to dump their good company to buy 3 shares of this, pay the tax, and get a company that's not in great shape right now. I think that's the end of the stock round. Which pushes us forward, which is where we were before. All right. And now I got to pause because I'm playing Raid downstairs. My addiction's playing with itself and taking far too long. Yeah, I did not realize what I was doing. And again, this is a matter of like expectations, right? 60% of a company, normally you can hold that without a problem. I think it works out okay though. I would have probably not done it, not started the company so low, which further restricts what you can do with a company at the beginning. Like, yeah, you can do this, but do you want to really spend $10? Maybe if you have the right card. Okay. Our first company looks like it's the black one, which has a pile of cash. Nowhere near enough. I mean, I could buy another green train, but 3 trains, you never want 2 of them. Yeah, I got 2 companies. Yeah, we don't. So I'm going to be running 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Seems pretty clear I want to upgrade this town. Before collecting income. I have not collected income yet. Alright, so let's do that first. Good thing I thought about that. This guy gets $10. Unlike private companies or whatever, assigning something doesn't generate income for the major companies. If you're an XX hand. And I mean, I'm expecting anybody who's watching sort of these less known XX games to kind of be aware. Although I think people watch my XX videos who don't play, but I also don't think that they're terribly interested in doing so. Although at least one person has moved in that direction. Okay. So, do I want to buy a train? No. Do I want... I'm not going to sell shares because my value is going to just go up. Do I want to upgrade the town? Yeah. Which way? Good question. I think, see, the biggest train, see now this is listed as a T6 plus. I think that's incorrect. I think it's a T4 plus. T4 star. Yeah, I think this is all different. Whoa. Something is wrong with that track. I think that may be an error. Let's see where the trains are listed. Shit. I'm not seeing... Here we go. Train phases. Let's look at this. Well, here it says T6 plus. This says T6. Ruh-roh. Oh. Okay. T6 is great. T6 pluses don't exist yet. Okay. Fair enough. Something able to run through 6 stops is going to be hard in this game. So I think the T4 is probably what you're aiming for with every company. But we'll see. Yeah, so I could run a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as a long-term run, or a 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I'm looking forward to that 4, so I am going to place this, and this costs me $5 more, but it increases the valuation. It invites somebody in, although unfortunately it also invites somebody up to there. So that cost me $5. Yeah, I'm easily confused nowadays. Now I get to run my trains. I got 2. The 2 runs 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50. That means it's $10 a share or a certificate. I'll just take that. We're looking at 110, yeah. $10 a certificate. That's $20. Seems like a good idea. Not using either of these capabilities. We paid out. So now, you know, our single share has gotten more valuable. Oh, this guy has a share too. There's an investor. Imagine that. Okay, on to blue. Blue's running a pair of yellows. And we're in the green era, so we could hit here, but that doesn't really help us. We doubled the towns here, so we're going to want to run both there. The real question is whether we want to pay $5 to upgrade this. The answer is yes. We do not want to buy that train. We want to hold and try to buy the brown train. We got 2 trains, that's good. There's no rust yet. Yeah, okay. So for $5, as we have nothing left, we get rid of this. Now, which way do we want to hook this thing up? Good question. I don't know the answer. I feel like red's gotten themselves in some trouble. They have 2 companies going through. I don't know. This would hook me up that way. This would hook me up down that way. Those are my 2 choices. I think we're going to go down. Wait, who are we? We're blue. Actually, we make money off the black line. Did I pay? I don't know if I paid my $5. I can't remember what the fuck I'm doing. I think I did. But I've got no way of figuring that out. I think I threw in $5 for the track. I can't tell you for sure. I'm too scatterbrained, and there's enough going on here that's weird that it's hard for me to do that. But I think I had $50 in here. I don't know for sure. All right, I could go back and look. I am going to also buy my token here, which is interesting. Now, I would really have liked the double there, but I'm scoring it twice here, so it's okay. And now I run my 2 trains. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $70. $70. I sure the hell don't want to swallow it. So that's what, 14 a share? Sounds like it. 14 a share. 28 here. That doesn't count. 28 here. Why am I putting that there? 25. Yeah. And we move forward, upping the value of our 2 shares so that, you know, when we get a chance to buy a brown, if we get a chance to buy a brown. The gray isn't that much worse, but, you know, the brown can be exchanged for a gray though, right? Or for something. A T4 can be exchanged for a black T6 Plus for 110 in the trade and purchase phase. Yeah, and that gives us flexibility, right? We'd lose a little bit of money, but we make that up in the time. So the exchange here is actually really good if you end up with a big run. I don't think we will, but we'll see. Okay, next company is going to be the yellow at 40. And there's no falling back. There's no failure to pay out on the initial round. So I'm sitting here. I can buy a train. Well, I have 25, 35, 40 bucks. I will sell a share. For 40. You might want to sell 2 shares, but let's do this. That gives me the 75 I need for a green train. Now I could buy a train from that. That might be wise. So here's the thing. Right now, no. See, but the 2 brown trains are going to go, right? Red doesn't have the money for one. Black goes next. Yeah, we buy a green train. 75 bucks, we buy a green train. We may need to have sold another share. Hold up on that. Just keep that thought in mind. We are the yellow company running here. We're running through here. That's really enticing. Really enticing. We are not allowed to build any track that's particularly exciting. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hook this up, or we're going to build in this direction, which has no cost. Got to be careful. There's water on both sides here, and it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, I can't. That's why those little bars are nice. So now I can buy a token, and this is, I could throw $5 in, and that might be worth it. I could have sold a share, another share at 40, but I think I'd rather throw $5 of my own cash in to buy a token. I want that token here, and I've got this dominating central position. Blue shares it with me, but that's okay. And now I'm running a 3 train. I want these 2 and this. Might have been nice to put the yellow token there to share with my black company, but this double, gosh. I think we're going to actually place up here. Yeah. We get a little less money, but this opens us up to these kind of richer locations out here, and it closes this off and prevents anyone from getting up there. So we're running just a 3 train, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Not as good, gonna pay out. 60 means 12 a share. We're learning. 12 a share. So I get 12 here, and this gets 36 bucks. and yellow is paid out. Next new company is White. White's running with WED and White. Okay. How do we take advantage of this? Like, hooking these up seems advantageous to me, just in general. I get to buy me a brown train. 75, 80. I need 30 bucks more. Plus more than that, but I'll pay this out. That gets me 40. Okay. Now for 110, what's my special ability? I can distribute income after running trains. 110 bucks, I get the first brown train. I'm allowed to start laying brown track over the greens. Of course, I'm only allowed to lay one track. What else can this do? Not much. Okay. So what I'm going to do, well, first I'm going to look at these because there's that piece. This is not that piece. These would go in the wrong direction. So the only way I'm able to hook up right now is with a wide curve. So I'll spend $5 on a wide curve here. That's $5 off the White company. Again, I could sell a share of my company and drop my value, sell another share. But instead, well, I don't have a place to lay my token. So never mind. Okay. So I'm running a big bad 4 train, which has just rusted all the deuces. There they go. Okay. Is that it? No. Oh, poor blue company. Has a fair amount of money on it, but it's going to have to buy a really big train, I fear, because black's going to get the other brown. Okay. I'm running a 4 train, but I only connect 2 things. So that's 10, 20, 30 bucks. I could expend this. Not really sure I want to. Freely distribute the income after running trains paid out as dividend, regardless of share ownership. So I don't know if I can pay more. Like, maybe I could get that extra $5 in there. I'm not going to even look it up. 30 bucks. Oh, wait. No, because it gets paid by share, including to the company. Okay, so 30 bucks means $6 a share. 12 go in here. This moves over. 12 go here. And that gets me finally to the White company. Now, I could have bought a green train, but I definitely wanted the brown train. Wow, I would love to have that brown train, but I'm not allowed to do what you normally can do in an 18xx game, which is swallow and buy a train. You have to pre-plan in this game, and I have to swap batteries. If you know me at all, you know I suck at pre-planning. Okay. So now I'm on the red company, and I would love to buy a train. I can't. I have no shares. I'm in deep doo-doo. So what do we do? I could pay $5 and hook this up, and this is worth 25. I could pay $5 and hook this up. It's worth a lot less. I don't have the special water thing. Can't buy a train. So we will spend the $5 to cross that water. There. I'm running a 3 train, so I go 10, 15, 40. 40. I could swallow 40, or I could pay it. See, I got 2 shares of this damn thing. It's not a lot of money, right? But I'm in a lot of trouble because the green goes away as soon as that gray goes. So I think I have to swallow, and that's not good at all. That gets me to $50 there. If I paid it out, I would have more cash here, but nothing here. And the amount of cash I'm getting, I mean, putting the whole 40 here is saving me, this would be $16, so 40 minus 16, saving me $24. But I am getting the cash earlier if I pay out. Not earlier enough, though, in my view. That gets us done with this operating round. I hope I did that right. I don't know. Did yellow go before white? Yes. Okay. And that pushes us into the strategy card auction. These cards all come off the board. And importantly, this one is removed. It's no longer a bonus. This, though, stays, as best as I can understand. And it's time for me to shuffle and then put a pile of 6 up and start bidding them. But first, I gotta go down and check on Raid. So I shuffled and dealt the cards. These are the 6 cards available. However, everybody does get to know what's not available. The ferry contract is not available. Okay, that's a kind of neat one. Who's this? The tax haven is not available. Would have been helpful for him. The city station owner is not available. The counter is already gone. The central station. Oh wait, no. City station owner. Yeah, this is not this. This is the central station. The city station owner is something that gives you money for one of the towns. You'd have to figure out which town. I'm glad that's not available because I wouldn't have been prepared for it. And political influence is not available. Among other things, that means the 2 color ones are both going to be available for people who care. And let's see. The water one is not going to be available. That's fine. The income one is going to be available. The increasing the value of this is going to be available. All right, let's look at the first bid. New railroad connection. That's this guy up here. Black and yellow are definitely interested in it, but red and white may be as well. It's a +10 bonus for one company for going to here. Now, how much is that worth? Blue is not going to bid on it. But the real question is, how much is this worth to the player, right? There's 5 operating rounds. It's a +10 bonus, which means you get $2 a share for it. So black is looking at it being worth maybe $4 an operating round, maybe. Red, well, white is looking at it being worth, you know, $4 an operating round, maybe, but maybe not in very much time. You know, I have to hook things up. It's going to be more complicated. Black and yellow have an easier chance with it. All that said, black and yellow looks at it and says, this is mine, baby. You know, I'll put $1 on it or whatever. But I don't know how much more they're going to put on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. On odds, they throw another $1 on it. On odds, they throw another $1 on it. I don't know how to do this. Over here with red and white, well, I'm interested in both of these as well. So on odds, I'll throw $1 on it. On odds, I throw another $1 on it. All right, so I bid $1, they bid 2. What happens here? The highest bidder gets to buy it. Okay. I mean, that's what would make sense, right? Is it worth more than that? Probably. But here's the thing. If you hold off and take what's left, you get 2 of them for free. And one of them is this yellow. So, you know, if you don't bid on anything, you get a couple for free. So I don't think they're worth a whole lot of money. Second one comes up, financial planning. This is the redistribution. This one I think is not worth much at all. But remember, it hands you $5. You know, I was saying, hey, this one, you know, gets me like $4 a round. It gets me $5 a round if I don't use it. Of course, there's a share here, but, oh shit. Oh, now I'm realizing I wasn't really paying attention. I don't think anybody made double their value at any point. Let's take a look. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, things would have to be pretty low value for the highest earners to have produced. Okay, good enough, I think. I don't know. So what is this worth? Well, it's worth something because it's $5 a round. This guy's probably thinking, oh shit, I should have bid on that, right? They went real low. Yeah, but they're all worth $5 a round. So again, you get them for free. So the real question is, was this even worth the $2 if I'm never going to exchange it? Because that $10 bonus isn't very much. Like the $5 a round may be better. And there's been a clarification. These don't count against your certificate limit. I don't remember if I made that out clear. But this one feels almost useless. However, if everybody bids 0, it goes away. If everybody bids 1, it goes away. If you bid 0, you're not going to get it. Is it worth $1? I don't know. So I'm going to start with everyone. Blue, odd. He'll put $1 into it. Does he want to put more? Only on a 1. No. Here, only on a 1. Here, no. So now these two reveal they're tied. Now the question is it worth a second $1 to either one? Blue, say on a 1 or a 2. Red, same thing. Okay, so somebody bought it. Well, maybe he goes higher. On a 1, he goes higher. Does he go even higher? No, it's really not worth that. So he ends up paying $3 for this, which he didn't necessarily want terribly much, but he's low on cash. He's kind of worried about not getting 2 of the cards if some of them start getting buried. Next one. Raising funds. This is sweet. A company of your choice can collect a one-time payment of $25 before operating round 3. That's the early. Now it's $40. A big pile of cash. But this one doesn't produce any income. All right, let's look at the companies and see who's interested, who's not. He's got $80 and a 3 train. And some shares in here. He does not necessarily, well, first of all, how much, yeah, this is actually an interesting question. Brown is going to cost me $110. I would need $30. I could turn that in and get the cash. The extra $40 would work as well. So, odd, I'm going to pay, I'm going to put a bid on this, even though it doesn't produce money and is therefore less interesting. Passing, not doing it. Over on blue, what's his deal? He has no train. We'll have to pay $145 because the brown train will be gone, he's assuming. And he only has 60-something bucks. This is very interesting to him. Because it's $40 that he doesn't have to pay out of pocket or out of these. How much do we have? We're looking at 145, 50, 100. Okay, anything but a 6 I bid on it. Oh, shit. Nope. Over to him. I'm low on money as well. I have this thing. This is worth 50. I'm going to have to pay at least 145. That extra $45 is very valuable. Anything but a 6 I bid on it. I put $1 on it. Odd, I put 1 through 4, I put another $1 on it. Okay, I'm up to 2. 1 through 3, I put another $1 on it. I'm up to 3. 1 or a 2. Okay, I spent $3. $22. I get this, and I'm no longer allowed to bid. Some pretty good deals, you got to admit. But you want to pay as little as you possibly can, and the fact that the other 2 players let this go is kind of beyond belief, but, you know. I mean, that 1 in 6, reasonable players probably would have thrown a bid on it no matter what. Infrastructure push, this is new. Has payout. You can place an additional tile. Oh no, we had this. An additional tile during one operating round for a company you're a CEO sharing. This was really valuable early on. It's a lot less important now. A lot less, but it can jump you into a location. So it may depend very much on the particulars of the game. It was really useful in getting, you know, an early start, getting an extra city or whatever hooked up so you could run a couple trains. But now it's more about, can I break into stuff? And what do we see? Black and yellow are pretty happy with what they've got. They're really uninterested in it. I am only going to bid on it on a 1, which is kind of the keep people honest, right? Might throw in $1 for that. What about him? Blue and nothing. Blue feels pretty set up. I'm going to be running a 6 train though, which I may need to hook things up. 6 train, oh, I don't think the Horns of Happiness exist in this game. And that may be a problem. Let's look at what we got here. Oh, there's one. Okay. Because if there's no horns of happiness, there's probably nothing that upgrades it, but there's this. Okay. The very limited tile set means there is very likely some tiles that are missing. There certainly are brown tiles that are missing that you would expect in most XXs. How big a deal is this for me? I kind of need to break in. So I'm going to go 1 through 5. I want this. Odd for an extra buck. Nope. I only bid 1 on it. I get it cheap. Am I using that information? Not really. I'm looking and saying nobody else really wants it. He's locked out. He probably doesn't want it. Last couple. Well, the last couple are going to be the blue and the yellow. Okay. Blue is here and here, which is good. Oh no, this is green. Sorry. Blue is here and here, which means the only people who want it right now are blue and yellow. Where's yellow? Yellow is here and here. Blue definitely doesn't want the yellow one. Yellow and black could go with either. Let's take a look at yellow and black. Odds, I go for it. 1 through 5, I go for it. The reason being that I can maybe cut somebody off by taking this. The danger, of course, is we might neither of us get to where we're going because I've used my token. I almost certainly do not want to put another buck on it, so on a 1. On a 1. Over here, he really wants this. 1 through 5, he'll bid on it. I can't see why he wouldn't, but 1 through 4, 1 through 3, $2 bid, $2 bid. It's a tie. It could get discarded if they don't bid on it. So now his question is, do I want to stop this guy from getting it, or do I just want to take the one I want anyway for free? I'm not going to add to my bid, I think. Well, on a 1 I add to my bid. Let's keep people honest. Oh, fuck me. On a 1 I add to my bid. I can't see doing this. I can't see doing it. On 2 1s I add to my bid. Okay. So he's at a bid of 3. We're not going to represent it correctly. He definitely is putting an extra buck in. Odd he puts a second buck in? No. So both bid 3. Okay. It's his chance again. Does he want to put another bid that won't really cost anything unless this guy says, screw it, I'm not going for it anymore? Kind of seems worth it, doesn't it? Odd, I'm going to bid. I go to 4. Only on a 1 will I go higher. I do not go higher. Him. Again, he really does want this one, and the yellow is almost useless to me, except for cash. And that's the thing. I'm at the point where, the $5 around might be worth it, right? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. But then you start looking at what the actual income you get for having this is. And it's like $4. It's really not very much money. But the fact that I have 2 shares here, it makes it much, much more appealing. So 1 through 5, I go up. I go up. I know he's going to put a bid on it. So 1 through 5 again. No. All right, we're both at 4. He's again at the place where he says, I might as well throw another buck in, man. But now on a 1. No. Over here, does he give up? On a 6 he would give up. All right, so we're at $5. 1 through 5 we go to 6. Damn me. All right, so both are at $5 on their actual bids. Wow. Pretty intense. And it would keep going this way. People just keep adding a buck, whatever. Back to him. I'm at odd. Yeah, we'll throw a buck in. On a 1, we throw 2. We're going to end up buying it. On a 1, we throw 3. No. Okay. Over here. 1 through 5, we put it in. 1 through 5, we put another one in. Odds, we put another one in. No. All right, we're both at 7 bid. I gotta swap batteries. The pitiable thing about this is the actual amounts we're bidding are almost nothing, right? Off of what this is gonna bring in. So this is gonna bring in $5 a round. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna bring in $20. Now, compared to all the other bids, it's horrible. But whoever buys this gives this for free, but this might be worth a huge amount of money, at least as much as this thing is worth. They got to keep their minds on it. Odds, I put a buck in. On a 1. Okay, 2 more bucks. I'll put that over here. So that's up to 9. I'm at the, do I want to burn it or do I not? 1 through 5, I put a buck in. 1 through odds, I put a buck in. Oh, this is horrible, isn't it? We're still there? Yeah, we're still tied. On a 1, I put a buck in. Okay. All right, so this came to 8, 9, 10. Oh. 2 1s. Okay. This came to $10 and he finally got it. A ridiculously high amount of money for that card because of the tie mechanism. And now this guy gets the one he wanted for free. Right then. That's the end of that. Let's look at our play order. It doesn't actually, we don't actually calculate it at this point, but he's at 24, he's at 20, he's at 20. He's going to be higher, so the boat will be traveling this way for when it matters. But now we go to the operating round. I'll put the die on top of there because I think I'm taking an actual break here for a little bit. But things are going to break open in an interesting way. This is about the halfway point in the game, so I'm going to load this one up.